working? I'm not sure that it is. Oh, I can see me. That's good. How's everybody doing tonight? Is anybody here? It's probably loud with my typing. I'll mute that real quick. Kind of like this jam. I'm just doing a pinned comment so as to keep the algorithm happy. I hear it likes that kind of thing. I don't know if it's true, but I'll even like my own comment. I can do that. I don't see anything wrong with that. Not going to do any polls or anything tonight. This is the light kit for the Osiris Aerial Dominator that we're working on. This is the Dominator itself. I'd go through all the gimmicks, but I actually wanted to share something with you guys that I've been wanting to make an easy video about. I almost think it'd be better to do it on live stream. And it kind of is one of the coolest things I have that's Gunpla related. And I sort of wanted to do an unboxing because I really appreciate the artwork in it. And considering what it's from, I typically edit my videos. And I almost think this is more of a raw type of moment. So I think before we get into, these are the batteries, by the way, I think I need to collect about 4 more. I should have some laying around here in some test switches somewhere. We'll see how far we get tonight. On that note, I need to do something about that track. A little loud. But on that note, there was a video by Beetlehorn where he was, in fact, I think he's about to finish it up, doing his little SD new gun. And he gets into a little bit about Char's counterattack and some of the decisions made by some of the characters along the way. And I think this album cover that I have is actually a perfect depiction of that. And it's the anniversary album. 20th. Is Char's counterattack that old? But I wanted to show you guys the inside artwork because it's just phenomenal. And I considered putting up a window and showing you the scene that the artwork is actually from. I don't know if YouTube may get mad at me for copyright on that, so I might resist that. We'll see if anybody's in the room and asks for it. Oh, I may not have chat. Hold on. I thought I fixed this. Now we have chat. I apologize for that. I hope it's working. I'd like to stream for at least as long as my computer will go before it crashes. I need to upgrade my power supply. I'm realizing as I'm starting to stream that I think it's my GPU's not liking the strain on my wires, or at least upgrade the PCIe wires. A little bit of a tech dunce, but I'm getting better at it. Anyway, let me get this album. That way we can get onto the build. But if nothing else, this is, at least if nobody's here to see it, an easy way for me to clip a video. So this is the album. Let me get the plastic off so it's not quite so shiny. But yeah, I just think this is the coolest picture of Quess ever, as she's sitting on the wreckage of the Zossabee. And I guess the cool part about it here is her sitting on the Zossabee is kind of like the whole thing falls apart because of the introduction of Quess into the story. Although it starts with Quess. So there's that, but you know, she plays such a pivotal role in how everybody makes their choices from the onset of her entering the picture. And I just think it's fitting that they have her sitting on the wreckage. I need to look and see who did the artwork. Hopefully, I think it says somewhere in here. I've only taken this out of the package once. I don't even own a record player. I didn't plan on getting this. My brother collects vinyls, and he's a bit of an anime fan, though he's not really into Gundam. But I thought he would appreciate the artwork, and I got him one. And I guess as I was doing it, I was like, I want one. So it's never been played. Anyway, as you can see, it's got all the tracks, starting from the main title all the way to the Beyond the Time. I actually am particularly fond of track number 2, which is Quest Pariah. The Access song is pretty good, and I'm sure if you've seen the movie, you've heard all of these. I would love to play them for you, but again, I would probably get attacked by the algorithm and the copyright bots. So we're not going to play any of Bandai's music. I'm sorry. Somewhere in here, I thought they said who did the artwork. That's all music related. This is basically the same list that's over here, but in multiple languages. I probably should clean my desk off. Hold on. I really don't want to scratch and gouge this thing. It's a really interesting coating. It's very smooth, and it is kind of fragile. It kind of reminds me of a Pokemon card. Anyway, the back album covers the wreckage of the new Gundam. And I don't know if you can see it in the background, but there's a I think it's a Jagan that's kind of mashed into it there with a bunch of other Jagans. And my take on this, and I don't know if you can even see where just the damage on the new Gundam itself. My take on this is that the artist that was drawing this was trying to almost depict things from what it looked like on the asteroid after the fact. And I think that's a very interesting, dark take on it. But when you really think about it, Char's counterattack is pretty dark too. And I won't get too dark into those themes, but Char Ansible kind of latches on to Quess and more or less manipulates her. And it's pretty wild. In the inside, you got the Zossabee, and it's funny thing is it's after Char's pilot cockpit has been ejected, you know, and that was at the point where they had the spherical ones, hence the, you know, it's got kind of a, how it was mounted, and it's just smashed up against what would have been Axis. It's sad in a way, you know. It's they didn't, the artist definitely didn't want to glorify that battle as a good thing. He almost did it in kind of a remorse thing. So let me get the album out, and then I'll flip the jacket open. I took it out on side B, not to be mistaken with side 6. But funny thing is it actually starts on side B. The first track, Anxiety, is side B, and then followed, you know, up to track 8, which is Beyond the Time. Or maybe that's just how they number the tracks on each side. In fact, it is. So that's both ways. Side A, I like the red. I'm not going to take it out of the jacket because I'm a greasy pod little guy, and I don't want to get things on it. And I work with a lot of solvents and things like that, so my hands are always just kind of rough. But yeah, it's very cool. I'll slide the plastic down a little bit just so you guys can kind of see the sheen of it. I guess somewhere maybe somebody's scanning that to see if they could get it to replay. That would be an interesting experiment. Let me put this back in here. But yeah, the wrecked Zosabe is just, it's a fabulous depiction of the afterword of the final battle. And then this is what really blew me away when I saw it after taking the album jacket out, was my take on this. Let me get it a little better into the camera, and I'll even zoom in on this, because this, the Zosabe, the design of the Zosabe is actually one of my favorite kit designs. But this, let me focus that for you. This depiction of the new Gundam, I think the artist was trying to make you feel like what it would have been to be Char Ansible in those final moments, as Armoro smashes him into the side of Atlas. Or maybe that was what he saw as his cockpit pod ejected. I don't know, but that's kind of my take on it. And I just think between that and the wrecked Zosabe, and Quest sitting on the Zosabe on the cover, the artwork for this was kind of a must-have. Let me zoom back out. But yeah, so that's the Char's Counterattack album. And I guess I wanted to show it to you guys because I'm super excited about Hathaway coming out. Like, really, really excited. I've been waiting for it since the first one came out in, I believe, 2021. And again, if you missed it before, this is the back of the anniversary Char's Counterattack album, and that's I think just supposed to be the wrecked new Gundam. If you look down below, it's just wreckage. But it's still a really cool depiction, especially when you take into account little Quest there is just sitting with her smug self, kind of being the cause of everything. And in fact, I guess that's why I bring it up, because Hathaway's still bringing her up even as far as into Hathaway's Flash. And with the movie coming out, I just wanted to share this with you guys, and I also thought it would make if I clip this, it makes a decent unboxing video to throw into that playlist. So, anyway, I hope you guys can appreciate it for what it's for. But that being said, we're going to put this away and probably move on to finishing up the Dominator. Into the upper core done tonight, I hope. We're getting into the LEDs on it now, and I actually dug out the instructions for those. I think they're the same as how they're depicted in the manual itself, just separated. Let me turn this over. I'm trying to be gentle with this. I'll be honest, I never actually opened this one. I opened the one I gave to my brother and looked at it, but I had kept mine sealed up until now. Now I have paw prints all over it again. I actually, now that I think about it, should put some gloves on before we've taken it out. Anyhow, I really got it for the artwork, and I love Char's counterattack. It's an acquired taste as far as the soundtrack goes. Sometimes I like to put it on when I'm cleaning or working, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something epic. Anyway, I hope you guys can appreciate that one. And I'll be cutting it out of the VOD anyway. Let me put you on mute real quick while I put this back over where it belongs, and then I'll start getting out the stuff for the Dominator. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, yeah, we're about to start moving on to the lights and stuff. I don't know if any of you have stopped in before, but here we have the legs and the skirts finally fully assembled. Isn't that back skirt just beautiful? I mean, well, and there was something I didn't look at the other day. So let me see if I can remember how to do this. You pull down. Yeah, pull down. And then this goes up. But there was... So these pods, she's actually balancing on her toes that way. These pods projected. Ah. Will they both do that? Or is that just a gimmick? I know, I'm playing with my toys. Okay, so they're not meant to do that because they get in the way. They're meant to be... Oop, oop, no. I caught that. Like that scene when Roy Folker drops the microphone at the beginning of Macross or Robotech, depending on which side of the pond you're watching it. All right, let me see if this closes. Oh, it's just a little bit of a bind. There we go. I may not have those seated quite right. Anyhow. Yeah, there's panels all over it that open up, but I'm not going to go into all of that again. I've done it several times in some of the other videos. At this point, I just kind of want to move on to the upper portion and get these LEDs in. This is the instructions. Oh, that's very bad. Let me move that. Let's lock that. Oh, well. I can't wait to get a better webcam. So, yeah. Can you guys chat? Does chat work? If anybody's in here watching, I'd love to know if the chat's working. I mean, I think it's working. I was having problems with it the other day. Had a lot of people stop in and couldn't figure out why nobody was saying anything to me ever. And then I realized that my chat wasn't working. Anyway, let's press on. I did rummage up a few batteries for the LEDs. Pop it in. I don't know how if any of them are good. I actually need to go out and get some, but all right, I'm going to put this here. I don't think we need all of that yet. I have runners everywhere. Let me do a little organizing here. So in my last stream, I don't know if I've posted this one yet because I had some horrible technical glitches and I wanted to cut them out and it hadn't rendered when I first looked. But this is also, let me get these out of the way. They create a bad background. And I really should take some thinner to the mat and get some of the paint off. But this is the cockpit. Pretty cool. I was, one of these gears fell out and flew across the room and I did not know that. It must have fallen off a runner when I was trying to cut another part. Maybe landed in my lap or something, but it was so small I never heard it hit the ground. And I realized it as I was building this the other night, that we were missing this gear right here, which holds in the red part of the cockpit. And it was still functioning, but how did I get this to work? Oh, that's what it is. So yeah, you flip this up and then you have Merida Cruz. I'll zoom in on her. I guess I'll show you that, guys, one more time in focus. Yeah, cockpit. And there will be LEDs in this. I'm hoping I got enough batteries to actually show you guys that tonight when we get that far. It flips up. There she is. I almost wish they'd have given you like a little, what is her name? A little Mineva Zabi. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. Just because of the one scene where Zimmerman finally decides to tell Merida that she can do what she wants. I think that was, it's a very interesting theme in a lot of the Gundam. The whole new type being used as, well, for lack of a better word, brainwashed weapons of war. Most of them being highly traumatized at some point. Like, I get it, but it's a dark theme for an animation. And I sometimes wonder if that's why we don't get a lot of the UC stuff more mainstream here. Why it lacks popularity. Although it's a theme in a lot of, kind of a theme in the Seed too. So, I've never watched Wing. I should maybe try it someday. I like some of the kit designs though. Wing Zero would be great to have. Let me, is that a good build height for you guys? Would you rather further in or further out? I'll leave it there for now. That's kind of midway. You let me know. If you want a bigger scope. Well, actually, let me go a little further out just so the chat's not on the mat necessarily. If the chat's working, and boy, I hope it is. I mean, it works on my side. I think. Let me make sure. I guess I can pin. Oh, that's already pinned. All right. Well, thanks for sitting with me of ranting about the Char's Counterattack album. I actually kind of did that more as a response to Beetlehorn bringing it up, and it's kind of a conversation that maybe kind of ongoing. Anyhow, all of this is done, and I've gotten as far as the cockpit being done. We are literally right here. This is all the LED stuff. So anyway, okay, sorry about that. I wanted to mute it while I got my stuff out just because my chair's a little squeaky. I tightened it up the other day, so hopefully it's not going to be too bad, but it does squeak a little bit. It's a work in progress. I probably need to adjust the head on my avatar a little bit. Turn down those settings. It makes me look like I'm having a panic attack or some kind of weird spasm. What am I looking at? Okay. All right. So let me kind of get everything situated. I'll try to move the... I'm going to put the cockpit over here. Just because it's so many small parts. Try to give you guys a decent view of the feet. Is that still in focus? I'm afraid it's going to try to focus in on her. Is the Kshatriya her? Is the Dominator a her? Is it okay to call it... Yeah, we can't do that. It tries to focus on it. There we go. Oh. I was not aware that I did not have the music on repeat and shuffle. Let me fix that. I actually hadn't even noticed. Ah, well, good evening, Pinner. How are you? Thank you for joining me again. You pop in quite often. I appreciate that. Where did I just put my nippers? There they are. Over on my mouse pad. Planning on streaming for a few hours tonight, but this being the upper torso, this could turn into an all-night build session. I mean, there is that possibility. Pinner, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I did wanted to show everybody my Char's Counterattack album. I picked up the anniversary one not too long ago. Well, I've had it for about a year now. And I really only bought it for the artwork. I don't have a record player, but the artwork in it is absolutely gorgeous. If you weren't here from that, if you get a chance, you should go back towards the beginning of the stream. At some point, I'll probably cut that out of it and just make it a separate video. That's the other reason I did it. My videos tend to be a little over-edited, and I thought that doing it on stream made it a good format to switch it up a little bit without disappointing anybody. That may like the overly edited video. I think one of these parts is one of the ones that's in the bag. I think it's one of the fell off parts. P1. I don't know why I always have trouble finding the P1 runner. This one? Oh, that's E. It's... That's J. What have I done with P1? Maybe this one. No, that's E. I know it's light gray. Right in front of me. I was actually looking for a color of the part I have sitting in the bag. Oh yeah, totally, Penner. If you did miss it, I don't know that it's that entertaining, but it is. I love the artwork in that album. It's actually kind of a perspective of what it would be like from Char's cockpit as he ejects and Armoro catches his cockpit ball, I think, is one of the depictions. And, you know, the main cover is Quest sitting on the wreckage of the Zombie, which is just so poetic in and of itself. And the back cover is the wreckage of the new gun, next to a couple of Jagans. That is 16, right? Yes. But yeah, it's really, it's one of my favorites. Well, and I guess the reason that I was showing the album is it's, you know, it's basically Hathaway is the sequel to that. And the new one of those is coming out, and I'm actually super excited about it. I mean, they've literally taken 5 years to get that out. I hope it's as good as the first one, and I hope I don't have to wait as long for the third-ish part of it. I do believe it's supposed to be a three-parter. I might be wrong on that. They may wrap it up with this one. But I haven't read the manga, brief synopsis, and I'm curious to see. Kind of excited. But I guess I showed the Char's Counterattack album because, you know, the events of Char's Counterattack are, I think, really kind of carried on into Hathaway as far as Hathaway's choices, his actions, and how easily he is influenced by Gigi. It is the bell pepper, big green bell pepper. You know, I'm tempted to paint it in Char Ansible colors. Paint it red, or even black. I really like painting my suit's original colors, or at least one of them, you know? But, yeah, I may this thing a different color. I thought about purple. Kind of a deep, dark, blackish sort of purple. Maybe something similar to what's on the Banshee, but with more of a blue hue. Yeah, I thought about red. I'd have to get some more red to paint this thing red, but that could be done. So anyway, I feel like I'm missing a gate on this guy. Feels pretty smooth. Maybe I got them all. Orientation is everything. This goes red and black, and it'll become Johnny Ridden bell pepper. Not a bad idea. I don't know if Johnny Ridden was actually a new type, though. Did I cut the wrong G part? I feel like this is the top part of this. And that I cut one that looks similar to what I'm supposed to have. Was Johnny Ridden a new type? I've always wondered if Johnny Ridden was supposed to be like a Char clone. Because he's kind of depicted that way in certain things, certain references here and there. Same with I'm trying to think of the character from Zeta Gundam, where it's like, is he a new type clone with Char's genes? Or I guess Castle, depending on what you're watching. Is Johnny Ridden a new type, Pinner? You say, oh, I forgot, he's a new type. And are you referring to Johnny Ridden in saying that? I think he was supposed to be a new type. I think he might have been a cyber new type, or maybe he was an orphan. I don't remember. Johnny Ridden was from War in the Pocket, correct? Oh! I'm sorry. I thought that was Pinner saying that. That was Kayla saying that. But either way, is Johnny Ridden a new type? I've seen War in the Pocket, but it was a long time ago. That's actually one that's kind of hard to find streaming on anything. Although it's been a minute since I've been on Crunchyroll, I haven't had a lot of time to watch anything. I'm sure these are directional. Is that a curve? What are they showing me? Alright, this is gonna be that funny moment where I grab my looper again. Oh no, it's not in here. Oh, that's not good. To excuse me for 2 shakes while I... War in the Pocket was Bernard Wiseman. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Bernard was the blonde kid. So, is Johnny Ridden in any of the anime, or is it mostly manga? Or manga? You'll have to forgive me. I have pronunciation problems sometimes. Oh, I see the curve now. Curve goes up. I see what they're saying. Johnny Ridden served during the 1 Year War, the whole 1 Year War. Signature Zaku was colored in red and black. Well, he was also later assigned to a Gelgoog, I believe. Wasn't he kind of the... Doesn't he have a Vortex Gelgoog somewhere later on? It's interesting because he is kind of a prominent character in the Gundam universe, but I'm not sure how he fits in. Oh, all right. Well, we are to LED wafers now. This is where I have to get out 2 sets of instructions. I hope that's not blinding you guys with the exposure on it. I have it locked, but this camera's finicky. Let me see if I can focus that again too. All right. I am so excited about this LED kit. So I fumbled my way through the LEDs and the Dynamis. But this is a whole different thing. There was a black magnet here that's now currently, can't see it, but it's inside of the red pod. Exposure, focus, there we go. And I think it's supposed to actuate as actually the light switch. But we'll see how it all goes together. So we need this guy. I'm so excited. His most famous mobile suit was the Zaku 2, high mobility type, and he managed to destroy a full armored Gundam, not Thunderbolt, during the Battle of Obaoku. So is this all manga? It's so hard to get manga here. And when you do find it, I'll find one volume of a 20 volume set, and it's just like, I'm not spending 20 bucks to only read one volume. And if they had all the volumes, I couldn't afford it anyway. Oh, I see. So it's never really known what happens to him after that. Interesting. So after the battle, he's considered missing in action, and he never turns up during like anything through Zeta, or like, is there rumors or anything? Johnny Ridden really is like a mystery character to me in the Gundam universe. But I like a lot of his suit designs. I think a master grade, I think they make a master grade Gelgoog Vortex. I swear there's a P Bandai one. Would be really, really fun. Gelgoog is something I've yet to. MSV, the Variation magazine. And the PS2 Encounter in Space stories. I think I might have Encounters in Space. No, I think I have the Zeonic Front, and that might have been a PS3 game. That was something that was given to me as a gift long before I was into Gundam. I wonder if I could play it on my PS5. Alright, I have to pay attention to orientation here. So, what is going on with this? First, I want this guy upside down with the wires clipped. Really, this can't be that complicated. I mean, it's pretty plug and play. I don't know if that's in focus for you guys. I'll zoom in a little bit. That helps. A little better view of what I'm doing. Yeah, if I need to make adjustments with anything, please let me know. Like, if the music's, I can't really change the volume on it, but I can turn it off if you guys get sick of it. It is just a short playlist that repeats. And for that matter, if something's horribly out of focus, or you want me to show you something again, don't hesitate to tell me. I feel like I'm forcing that. Oh, that felt bad. side specific. One has 3. That has 3. What am I looking at? Oh, they both only have 3. I really do need to consider glasses. Maybe that's in. Maybe as far as it goes. I kind of think it is. Okay. Just misleading. And then this gets turned around. Gotta do a loop. Do those clip in more? Ah, they do. There we go. That felt different. I didn't have them all the way seated. That's better. And then wires come over to here. And it says, somewhere it said leave so much wire exposed. Where did I see that? Bend the wires according to the diagram and place them into the gap. Secure using the card slot, leave approximately 15 millimeters exposed. Well, on that note, what's 15 millimeters? Focus! Boom. More like 20 millimeters exposed, but I don't think that's a problem. I feel like I need some tweezers. Sorry, I'm doing that all off frame. Trying to keep it so you guys can see what I'm doing. Ah, that's how we do it. We push it in, then we pull some back. I think you're supposed to leave it a little bit of give. You'll have to forgive me if I can't look at the screen right now. My avatar probably looks like he's about to pass out. I am awake, I promise. It's just the way the camera picks me up. Eventually I'll get some motion tracking going and to improve upon this. Oh, I want to twist. There we go. Get in there, yellow. Does the black go first? Oh, it's the yellow. Get in there, yellow wire. I don't want to break the wire. Oh, the other one popped out. All right. And then the batteries go in there. Let me see if I have a couple. I'm going to mute this and hide my avatar so it's just not so loud. And I'm not being spastic. Okay. I'm not 100% these are the right size. I kind of think they're not. And they're not these. Hold on. Okay, well, I hope these are the right size. I feel like there's a medium size that I have that is actually the one I'm supposed to use for this. These are too big. I think. Pretty sure. Almost positive. Yes. We did that once already. Which way did the batteries actually go? Upside down. these are, you can put them in with, by taking one of the armor panels off. So there we go. Let's take this apart. Not liking something about that. It feels off to me. Sorry, that's out of focus. You guys should warn me when I do that. Feel free to be like, hey, you're out of focus. Can't see what you're doing. I mean, there will be moments where I just move and it's brief, but we might be here like this for a while at this rate. Any of you guys electricians? Ever, twisted together inside of a junction box. What I feel like right now. Very similar. Ah, there we go. No, the black one just does not want to go first. And it needs to. Watch, I'm gonna put these in here and then build the other part and find out I really need to flip it over to twist it to plug it into the next part. Do one wire at a time. Dude, black wire. Why? It just doesn't want to bend right there. And then this one falls out. Okay. assuming that's the arm assembly. I hope I got these things on the right way. I was questioning the decision. It does look like they are supposed to bend up. Let me get this out of the way. I didn't notice that a second ago. Okay. Well, that was more of a challenge than I thought. But I think cockpit ball goes right. That's a firm snap. I don't know if you guys can hear that on the mic. There we go. We're jammed. Maybe I'm pushing it in too far when I do it. Ooh, that affected something adversely. Hold on. A little stiff. I think it's working the way it's supposed to. You don't have to forgive me for fiddling with it so much, but there's an aspect of I realized from the legs that I don't want to make sure the gimmicks work all the way. There's a couple of them I went a little further ahead than I should have, and I had to go back and take them apart because I missed some. This is actually one of the more complicated kits I've built. Anyway, where are you, G? Oh. Really? Was Zeonic Front really that old of a game? I actually still have it, I think. I think I have it in a box somewhere. Doesn't seem like that long ago to me. It's kind of a fun game. Kind of reminded me of a less graphically good version of, say, like, sort of like Gundam Breaker, but the parts didn't blow up. It was kind of like that third-person overhead map kind of thing. I don't remember it that well. I for one am of the opinion that we need like an open world epic kind of Gundam game. You know, battle cruisers, mobile suits, being able to walk around as a pilot, that kind of thing. Someday. Is this K or is this G? Oh, this is K. We want A2 and G1. Okay, I got G1. Yes. I'm kind of easily confused today. Oh, it's only 9:34. This is going well. We're making good progress. This song has a little in it that I keep thinking is my poodle walking around on the ground. She's not in the room. But when I hear it in this song, it makes me think like I'm about to roll my chair over her or something. Just an automatic reaction. She sounds like a little mechanical spider on this floor. In fact, you probably hear her in some of my older videos if you've seen any yet. It's quite probable. I know for a fact she's in the bear video. It kind of hides in the song, though. It's hard to tell. I hear it, but you may not. You might think it's part of the song. Okay, orientation's everything here. Buttons. Goes that way. There we go. Ah, yay. I'm guessing that's going to be the top of the neck. Guess. Oh, well that goes right on here. Yeah, apparently that's the case. Alignment. That was a snap. That definitely had some snappers. I think I've moved around too much. My avatar has gotten silly. Ah. I don't know how that is. Maybe that's a little better. Makes my emotions. The trouble is when I look down, because it's rudimentary at best, it makes me smile for no reason whatsoever. Or I close my eyes. Obviously I'm sleeping. Okay, 3, 9, SA, G. Now I got all kinds of extra parts out. I gotta quit doing that. Those two runners look the exact same color. For some weird reason, I keep mixing them up. And they're not even the same color. I'm just silly. Kicking around old boxes, running cords in here. Alright, let's try this again. 3. I bet you that's a part to the arm. Maybe I should make that a game. Every time I cut a part off a runner we don't need, it's off the wrong runner, we start a little poll or something to decide where that part goes. And I guess maybe I could send the winner a SD kit or something. It'd be a lot to orchestrate. Something to consider for future streams. I skipped way ahead in the instructions. This one's such a big instruction booklet that there's no way to have something that'll hold it out, and I should get one of those holders. Be a smart move. Why? Why are you doing that? Okay. Am I back? I really do apologize for that. I hope you guys are still here. If you are still here, if you want to send a quick hi in chat just to let me know that I actually am back and everything's working okay. I am none too thrilled about the way that happens at times. I get these weird crashes. And I don't know if it's my... So I hope I'm here again. Let me look. Yeah, I really don't know what causes this crash that I have every now and again. I sometimes think that there is a pesky little Windows security update that likes to download itself even though I have automatic updates turned off. And every few days or so, my computer will just shut off in mid-edit or mid-working, and I'll turn it back on and find out that I just attempted to download an update, and then I'll download the actual update. I guess I should have checked before getting back on. But I think sometimes that's the problem, and it's not supposed to be doing that. One of these days, I'll become a PC expert, and I'll know what the cause is. In the meantime, I hope you're still here. And again, if you are, reach out and chat and let me know. If not, after so long, I may assume that we have a serious problem. It looks like everything's okay on my end. But I wish that would quit happening. I literally just got an email from YouTube saying people are loving my stream. And then my computer crashed. Well, I didn't know I had the email until the computer crashed. But I'm glad if people are loving my stream. I've actually put a whole lot of effort into this, and I want it to be enjoyable. I enjoy doing it, but I am trying to create something that people at least don't mind just hanging out and watching in the background, if nothing else. If I can get that, then I've sort of achieved my goal. Everything is working okay, though? I hope. I trust. Oh, let me lock the aperture. I keep forgetting to do that. Let me get my arm out of the way. So we got the right exposure. You know, the camera's a little twisted here. There we go. That's a little better, no? I hope that's a little better of a view. I didn't like it. I thought it looked a little rough for you guys. S. Let's get some red parts. I like when I find S because it's the only runner that was red, and it's super easy to find, and most of these parts have like 2 gates and they're round and easy to file. It's like the bonus runner. You don't have to work too hard for the S's. Number 8s. They're right here. Only thing about it is it doesn't seem like the details came out quite as well in the S. Maybe something with the plastic being, you know, the dye in the plastic. Because they do have a little bit of a different feel and texture than a lot of the others. But they're a little softer than some of the darker runners. I don't know if that's intentional, because most of it seems to be piping, or if, you know, it's just softer plastic. I don't know if I'm supposed to file that. How does that indicate? I think I am. Where was I? Yeah, no, that stays. Yeah, that stays. I did it once, just real soft. Then we're going to leave it at that. I feel like if I file too much on this, well, that's definitely a gate. We can hit that guy. That tells me that there's one on all of them. Do you ever do that when you're building? You cut a part. That's why I don't cut too many parts sometimes. If I cut more than like 3 or 4 at the most parts, especially if there's a lot of gates on them, if they're big parts, smaller the easier. But if there's a lot of gates on them and I cut too many of them, I won't be able to find the gates. And I kind of plan to paint literally everything I build, so there's an aspect of I start losing the gates because the single blade nippers do such a good job at cutting them in the first place that I can't find them after that. And I guess if you can't find them, it's all good. But some of them do turn up later after. I've had a few turn up later after I've painted, and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have saw that. So I think this is good. This might actually secure this cockpit once and for all so that it doesn't seem so janky to me. And then we're looking at the front and the top. And one goes here. Hope you guys don't mind me talking to myself. I kind of do this all the time. And sometimes I actually am just talking to myself. There we go. So this is actually going together way faster than I was expecting it to. If I would have known this was going to go together this quickly, I might have just kept building the other day. I quit because I thought it was going to be start getting a little involved, and I was starting to get tired. But so far, wait a minute, what am I missing here? You're K19, but what are you? Oh, there's a whole other panel down there on the bottom. We need F parts, not K. I almost jumped ahead like 4 steps. F14 and F15. Speaking of F14s and F15s, I was perusing my local hobby store today, and they have some really, really cool old vintage Gundam kits. They actually, they also had a, what was it, a Legios, also known as a Cyclone if you're a Robotech fan, but it was an original, like, 1980s Legios, the Cyclone, Scott Bernard color with pilot figure and all. It was actually a lot bigger than I thought it would have been. I've seen pictures of them, but that's I've never seen one in person. I couldn't get it. It was quite pricey, but it was really cool to see one. Made me sad that I couldn't get it. P2. What color were you, P2? Do this one. I did a community post on it to show you guys, but that was about as close as I could get to taking it out of the box and fiddling with it. Though they're really nice there. I probably could take it out of the box and fiddle with it for a minute and film it, and they wouldn't mind. I would hate to do that, though. Somebody might figure out it's there, and I would lose my opportunity to pick it up. Again, kind of out of the budget. Getting this kit was a big deal for me. Once they start to crawl over like $50, $60, I start to question my sanity. And even that's kind of high. It's kind of what I love about the Zaku 2.0. It's got a base price of around 30, 40 bucks. And it's a really fun kit at that price. It's actually kind of a long build. I got tired building that thing. Like several times as I was building it. Maybe that's just because I hadn't built one yet and I was still kind of new to it still. Oh, we got gates on there. Don't put that on yet. We can't do that. I didn't sand the gates off those parts. I remember when I used to do my gate removal with sandpaper and these nippers. I use these when I'm... So when I do Bandai kits, I usually cut I'll cut the part off the sprues and then cut the gates. I quit doing it with this kit because you just don't need to. They separate a lot easier, but I find it takes the tension off of the part when you cut it, and you just get a smoother cut. That could be me. Maybe I'm a weirdo. Oh, we already know I'm a weirdo. But yeah, with these I just use the God hands. I'd like to try a pair of DSBS. I don't know if I say that right. That's how it's spelled. But I'd like to try a pair of their single blade nippers. Someday. Maybe when these are starting to get wore out and I replace them all, I'll go that route instead. This is all kind of not doing me any good right now. Too much dust on it. It feels like ball bearings. Oh. You guys may have been chatting to me this whole time, and I bet my chat is not working. Give me 1 second. I will fix that, and I apologize if you've said anything. Please say it again. I know that's a lot of typing. And then... Forgive my typing. Let me know if you guys can see this. Ah, it appears to be. Great. I think that means it'll work for you guys. I'm sorry if you guys have said anything and I've missed it. I swear I'll get better at this. We won't have these problems in the future. And if you're still here before everything crashed on me, thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. A3. I love the A3 runner and this color. I really, really do. It just pops so well. Ah, well, thank you, Pinner. I'm glad it's working again. You were here before it all dipped out on me, so thanks for still being here. I very much appreciate that. And I'm glad it is A-okay. Yeah, I don't know what causes that. I think I need more power. I think somewhere I'm getting like a temperature shut off because my PC wants to add some more fans and everything's saying, no, you can't. You don't have the juice. Need more juice. Oh, I guess I was supposed to put this on before joining this together. Was I? No. I'm looking right. At least that one's gold. Easy to find. I fear I cut a nub off of this I wasn't supposed to. How does this go in here? That was A3, right? A3, number 6. Oh, that was number 8. Well, we'll just add that to the pile of extra parts. I really need to make a game out of this. Every time I cut an extra part, do something kind of silly. Open to suggestions if you guys have any. If you know how I can turn me cutting the wrong part into something fun for chat. There's got to be some kind of something I can spin that into. It says 6. Oh, it's hard to decide where to cut that. I think here. Like, before I cut this, I want to zoom in on this and show you guys this gate, just so you guys see why I hesitate so much. Like, it is really, really hard. So we're looking at this part right here. And I think I'm supposed to cut it here. I think that's where they want me to cut it. But, like, the gate's actually over here, and it's just, they're almost the same shape. Anyhow, we'll zoom back out. I guess I'm going to have to find another place to put the manual now that I have a clear background for chat, huh? But yeah, some of these coded parts, when I go to cut them, it's I have to scratch my head and go, am I supposed to cut that there? Am I cutting off a peg that needs to be somewhere? Orientation. You go this way. And these go this way. I don't want to do that with that. We'll use wood. Well, you hang loose too, Pinner. Wait, is that hang loose? Been to a couple Ozzy Osbourne concerts. That could mean something else. Actually, have seen Ozzy a few times. Not a bad show. I didn't get to see him back in the day when he was biting bats off heads, though. But he actually does put on a heck of a show. And he wasn't like a spring chicken by the time I got to see him either. But alas, that was a long time ago. Back when I used to go and frolic and dance with all the other Gen X kids. Oh man, this is hard to get in here. I'll let you guys watch me fumble with this one. It's kind of comical. This little guy. Just really hard to... Oh, there. I think we got it. No, that doesn't fit. Be gentle. Yep, he's in there now. Now we can turn the page and this will make more sense. All right, so this is this block that we just built. I'm going to be really careful with those. I don't want to lose them. And K19 and 18, which are the two biggest parts on the runner. We're actually getting down to empty, starting to be empty runners. I think I've cut everything off the D's. I think... I don't think there's any parts. There might be a part or two left on the D runners. There was 2 of those. I think all the parts are off of O2. Yeah, there's. I have a feeling by the time I finish this torso, I'm really going to be out of. At least finally start being able to consolidate a little bit. So right now I got about 20 runners spread around my room. And those are the ones that I've taken out of the box. Oh. Would you guys like music? We can do some music. I'll put some music on. And if you don't like it, you can say we're not liking the music. Maybe it's the music crashing everything. Here's a thought I didn't think about. It does kind of help to eat up a little bit of the background because my gain's so high on my microphone. We're rocking, Pinner. I don't know if you can call it rocking. It's more like maybe head nodding. Does the avatar do that? Everything's got a delay on my end, so I don't know if I dance around, if it actually looks like I'm dancing. Do the Stevie Wonder. I'd like to do the robot for you, but alas, I don't have any arms yet. I'm working on developing those. I might use them more in streams that aren't builds. I would actually like to get into a few anime reviews and, do a few videos on some of that kind of stuff. Not so much into current event type stuff, but more just some of the old classic animes I loved as a kid and why. And I think it would be kind of cool. I don't know if people would watch though. Why do you not feel right? Some of these the plastic on this really is thin. Thin enough that, this piece right here, I can see how it's really strong once you add the armor and everything to it, but trying to push it into this, I just feel like I'm gonna snap it. I really do. It looks like it goes on to the bottom section of the body, so once I get this peg in here, that it'll loosen up a little bit. It makes me wonder if there's a taper here and I'm trying to put this on backwards. No, I'd swear that's right. I think that's seated. I don't like this. Show you guys that up close. This is the type of stuff that will drive me absolutely crazy, and when I paint it, I'll have to make it go away. But, let me get a little closer. Oh, can't do that close. But, you see the slight pitting there on the bottom of that part? And you're never going to see it. But I'll have to sand all that to flat, or it'll just drive me crazy when I go to put this thing together after painting it. I think that's how she goes. This one shouldn't be quite so hard to put on. Uh-oh. supposed to do that yet. I'm supposed to do this. Lost again. Why are you showing me? I am so confused. Anybody knows? Oh, wait. Wait. I don't have that built right. Backtrack. Oh, that might make a big difference. 112. Maybe that's what we're missing. We're missing a part on that. That might be why it doesn't look right to me. Where's a 1? backtracking, but I think I have to. That was not an easy part to get on there. That was... Maybe it won't be so hard to put in the second time around. Well, and if you guys would like some other music, I will add it to the playlist. I just tend to stay around away from certain things because they almost make it to where they're harder to talk over. I clutter it up, so I try to stick to things that are sort of background ambient-ish. But I can add more to them. I do not mind. It is right. It is the way that's supposed to go. And we flip it around. We add this. Now, this is where I'm getting really confused. Doesn't take much. A very small brain. Okay, this goes this way. This one goes in here. I could make so many jokes that I won't make right. Alright, it's in. Now. This is seriously the part I'm not understanding. Why does this not fit on me? Oh. I think I see. I think these are supposed to go this way. We got it. I had those on upside down. So they were getting in the way of the base. Which actually makes more sense. I guess the pipes would actually go up to the arms. That is where you'd want to get some hydraulic to. But this is a hard click. Ah. I don't know if you guys heard that. Well, and they both went. There we go. That's what it was supposed to be. Now this will make sense. So much better. That is one thing I've realized about this kit is I've actually stumbled on it a few times. And this is the first time I've ever stumbled on a kit. And it's actually just been because the way I'm seeing it in the drawing and the way it actually fits. There's been a couple places I've had to backtrack and take something apart and change the way I put that together because it's messing up going on to the next step. And it's just now they're showing me something that this peg lines up with that peg, but none of them seem to fit. And you run into that, yeah, you might have something put together wrong. At least that's on this kit. That's what it's been. Is I've just been totally off in what I thought that part did. Oh yeah, there we go. Those do go up like that, right? I would have thought those should flip over the cockpit. Like, I really thought those would have flipped over the cockpit. Do they show the cockpit as being open in this? I think that's how they show it. Let's hope. Interesting that it doesn't have the double jointed elbows, but I wonder if there may be some more flex in the arm portion of that joint. Okay, I'm going to take a quick pause for a second and grab some water. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, we are here. Can we get this cord on there? might stop when we get to the... I guess those are the particle beam cannons. We'll keep going. You guys like it better zoomed in? You guys tell me. I'll zoom in if you like it better that way. I like to be accommodating. Thank you, Penner. I'm glad you think it looks gorgeous. Penner says it looks gorgeous. It must look gorgeous. It is turning out nice. They did a great job with the part separation. I hope that's something we see more just overall. I mean, you see it with a lot of the third-party kits, and even Bandai is, you know, with the MGEX line and the PGU line, getting that part separation where if you're not a painter, you can build a kit and it still has all that automatic separation without... I'm all straining as I push that out there. A lot of these parts are a tight fit. Like when I paint this, I'm gonna have to do some serious sanding on a lot of these pegs. But yeah, they did make it really pretty with the part separation. I mean, I'm just blown away. I still feel like this is not right. Like, that cage should be in front of the cockpit, but... I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. K&F. I'm skipping a lot of stickers as I go on this, too, because I actually am going to paint this inner frame. There's a lot of foil stickers. I think I've shown those to you guys, but I don't want to put them on and then take them off. And I could probably paint. I don't know if I'll use all of them. Some of those places that they go, I may end up painting them once I realize, you know, look a little further into what they are. It's not a color I like, or it's not going to look good. And I'm curious to see if how thick they are when I take them off. If they're real thin, or if it's more like a photo etch mark. They might be pretty thick. Either way, though, it really is still just a super fun build. I am thoroughly enjoying this. This is not exactly a cheap kit, but if you're on the fence about it, I recommend getting it. It is fun. I am very tempted to just like build through the night and see if I can finish the entire upper portion of this. And I can move on to the frame. Like once I get the shoulders and I guess the brackets for the binders on, I will... Alright, well, I don't know if you guys are here or if I'm back. But if you are, I think I just figured out what's causing this. So the camera I use for my build desk, it's really it's a hand camera. It's a Fuji X-T2, and it does pick up the details of the gunpla pretty decently. But it doesn't actually get power from the PC. There is an adapter that goes with it. Can we chat? Does chat work? I will send you guys a winky face. Oh, no, that's an O face. Let's not do that. There. Just to make sure. We're back. I hope if you're here, you can still chat. If there's problems, let me know. But I'm figuring out what's causing this PC crash. It's actually it's my desk cam. It's this guy right here that I'm pointing at. It's when the batteries die, it crashes the whole PC. So I guess on that note, I need to figure out how long those batteries last and set a timer up and fix that. Change the battery. Well, I have an adapter on order. There's an adapter on order that plugs in as the battery because it won't get power from the PC because it's kind of an older camera. And eventually we'll be getting a capture card and all this will be in 4K and it'll look a lot nicer anyway. But it's all a work in progress, so I hope you guys bear with my technical issues, and thanks for hanging out if you're still here. It looks like there's still at least one person here. Can you guys hear me okay? I hope so. I also realized I didn't have my mic app on earlier, so my voice might have sounded a little different. I use a couple filters to keep my lisp from showing up. You know, I'm going to put the music back on. And we might change this. Every now and again, I put on the really ambient stuff. And I like it for a little bit. Ah, very good. Thank you, Pinner. Am I too loud? I've been wondering about that. To listen to the music and monitor my earphones, somehow I can't quite do one without it drowning out the other, so I'm not doing a lot of monitoring as I do this. Some. We're gonna go a little space age. If this ends up being too much, let me know and we'll go back to the other playlist. We're going full on epic. It'll be like a space odyssey. The good news is I'm at least getting better about rebooting once that does happen. But yeah, I think it's the desk camera doing it. I'm noticing the pattern of when I turn back on, I have no desk cam. It's just I can see the app logo. That tells me that the battery's dead, in which case when my battery's dying, it's killing everything. So how long was that since the last crash? That happened at approximately 8:30 to 9:40, so we got about an hour of battery life. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set a timer for 40 minutes, and when we get to the 40-minute mark, I'm going to physically change the battery, and we'll see if we get another crash. We're troubleshooting. I hate that I'm troubleshooting live, but I'm working with what I got. Oh, I'm like showing everybody my phone code. And yes, that was a calculator I had open, not a wasn't actually calculating anything. I'm just not good at multitasking. So we'll try that. I'll set a timer for 40 minutes and I'll change the battery hopefully before it crashes, and we'll see if we get another crash. I think that may be what it is though. I think for some reason the camera dying is crashing that, which may be crashing OBS and just crashing the whole thing in general. A lot of crash. Oh. Well, and I'm glad you can type too. I fixed that right out of the gate when I came back in. So where were you? If you guys missed it while I was crashing, I did these two parts. Right about there. Trying to actually use the desk as the background for the chat so you guys can see it better. You don't lose my arm. And keep my hands more over here for you guys. I like to bring them down close to my lap. Is the music okay, or do you feel too much like you might be drifting in space? 101. Oh, smack the microphone. I don't know if I can do it. We might have to go back to the other playlist. Space out. Yes, Pinner, it is a little spaced out. Is the space out okay? There's a degree of I like it, and then there's times where I start to feel like it's making me sad, maybe? I don't know. I still feel like these should close over the cockpit. This is really, that part of this is driving me kind of crazy. It's not drawn that way. 11 and 29. Where is F? Ah, 11 here, and 29, 29 here. Oh, we're gonna want this one too. Let me look ahead. 26 and 6. Oh, we want all four of these. We're doing them all. Trying to get through this. Do you guys like it better when I'm zoomed in? I think it actually looks a little better. I'll zoom back in. Maybe I should change the mat color or my chat color. I hope that's okay. just saw them. I think I just cut the wrong parts out of that runner. Pretty sure. I have done that so many times building this kit. I've never done that with another kit. I mean, I guess I probably have once or twice, but not this many times. Maybe it's because I'm streaming at the same time, so I'm kind of doing two things at once. Yeah, I wanted those. I think I cut these. Actually, that might be right. Let's do those. Yeah. We're okay. I didn't miss that. Now there's a gate on here. There you are. I missed that on that one? No? You okay? You're a detail. You're not a gate. You're a gate. Well, thank you, Penner, for weighing in on the tunes when you do. I very much appreciate that. Helps me gauge this. I actually have an old drum machine in a box that a younger me did program a few drum beats into. And I may get that out and start using some of those for background music in some of my things. Mainly videos. Live streams, you get a little more leeway. A little bit, not much. Okay, so which one's first? One, you go first. Hope this is right. Feels right. I don't know if you guys can hear my barking dog. Should go like that, I think. Maybe I'm upside down. No? Ah. Goes further in. That way. I just heard my PlayStation come on. Okay. Why? Why did that go and then stop? What did I do wrong there? Just didn't have it pushed in far enough again. Three and four. Oh, we have gates on that. Let's not do that yet. Is that the wrong side? This side? No. I think it was this side. I think. Oh. Nope, it is this side. There's an angle to that last pipe. Wesley Pipes, man. Alright, let me... Oh, it's just easier to focus the camera. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, I don't have the AE lock on again. I am sorry. Fix that. There. I have to get the right batteries. I'd swear I have some somewhere. Oh, messed up. It just happened. Well, that was a little chaotic. My apologies. I got excited. I thought maybe I had the batteries up there. Because I know I have some of those somewhere. And if not, I'll pick some up tomorrow so we can at least get this thing lit up. Yeah, I got a little hulkish there. If that's what you're saying, Pinner. Tiger got out of the cage. Happens around here. It does. Sometimes it's just like Calamity Jane. I don't know if I should call myself Jane. Yeah. What am I looking for? 33 and 36. These two. If you guys do want me to, I'm zoomed out right now. If you guys do want me to zoom in on something, let me know. I would be happy to do it. Sometimes I don't know if that's any better. It renders different on my side than I think what it does for you guys. And I'm trying to pick up some really small detail. So I might be making it angry. Oh. Oh my. We just got to the point of more of the light gimmick. Need 8 and 9. Oh my. I'm hoping if I do catch this battery in time before it catches another crash, I do think that's what's causing it, that the act of changing it doesn't do it. If so, I may really need to fix that. It's another one of those parts I kind of lost the gates on it. And I guess if you can't see them, they're not there, right? No, that's a gate. I think that was a gate. Hope that was a gate. Yeah, that's definitely a gate. In fact, this one's trimmable. Yeah. Oh, that firmed up nicely. That made that real solid. 60% of the time, it works every time. That really escalated quickly. That's right, Pinner. Oh. Well, it's not working this time. This song makes me sort of feel like I'm swimming with whales. Now let's try it. It's another thing I've noticed about this kit is you really have to have a part locked in on it, or it's not locking. There we go. Oh, that was that satisfying snap we're looking for. And then okay. PCB-B and PCB-A. 18 minutes till the battery change. These two little guys right here. Try to keep the glare off that. I do need to work on better lighting. Something a little softer, not quite so harsh, I think would be good. I'm not sure if that's a light or just like a controller. I think it's an actual light. Yeah. Those are... This I will zoom in for. And then get all fuzzy and out of focus. Anyhow, there's 6 of them on each side, so 12 for each wafer. I hope these separate well. I'm assuming you just snap them. And the connections are on that side. Oh, a little too far back. I can get you guys closer than that. How about right there? Maybe I should cut it? Oh, no. It breaks. Just like I thought. Alright, orientation's everything. Did I file the gates off these? I did. Go outward. Let's put you how they have you drawn. You're like that. I think this is the right one. I may have mixed these up. This one. I think this is this one. And this is this one. So this is B. Hope. Really hope. Is it supposed to sit all the way in there? Is it supposed to clip at all? Or does it just rest there? Anybody know? Penner, I just looked up to see your whales. You must agree. I don't think that's supposed to fit all the way down in there. When you plug into this wire, notch. I'm not just plugging this in wrong. Messing it all up. Swear it goes that way. Swear it! Yep. That's it. Just really stiff. Guess I could have done that to begin with, instead of trying to hold it there, huh? It's gonna be really unfortunate if this isn't the right side. Now what? Now what's it tell you to do with the wires? I don't understand. Like, are you supposed to just cram them all? Oh, and I pulled the wire out of that. Man. Well, let's see if this is even the right side. I think so. Yep, that is. I kind of still feel like that wafer's supposed to like clip into that though. Any thoughts? Anybody? Let's explore that a little further. I can't cut the wafer. Let's look ahead. They look like they're firmly seated in there. Man, is that a lot of wire? That's like a whole ton of wire. And they actually show it with that much. Okay. Remember earlier when was anybody here when I was talking about cramming wires into electrical gang boxes? If you've ever done any electrical work, this feels a lot like that, but smaller. Really wish I had some batteries to test all this before I go too far. That one pushed in easy enough. I think that was right. I may have to remember to stuff more of this wire into that other side. Well, I don't know if it would do any good. I think I kind of have to keep that cavity. But this is kind of cray-cray. almost feel like I should have gone about this different. We might be considering this a good point to stop. As much as I like to make jokes about doing marathons. I think this is going to be a good point to stop. In the meantime, I might take this apart and retract a little bit of that. So we're not going to get to LEDs tonight, but that will also make it to where when we move ahead, let me focus. When I move ahead with it, I'll get some batteries before tomorrow's stream. I think I can stream tomorrow. I'll get some batteries, and we'll at least make sure it works before putting it all completely together. This is actually a good point to test this stuff. I would hate to put it together and find out that one of these doesn't work or I haven't put it together right. In the meantime, I guess I will attach this guy just because he's a little floppy, even though I have to take it apart. What kind of kit is that? Says IDFK17. This is the Axis Model Works Osiris Aerial Dominator. If it was a Bandai kit, it would be the Ksatria at 1/100 scale. Oh, that's tight. Oh, there's a notch. Yeah, they have a notch so you can't misalign that. But it's the Ksatria, or also known as the Dominator. I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. It's been an incredible build. I don't know if you've seen any of the VODs that I have up. At some point, I'll be editing those into kind of a comprehensive full-length video and some shorts. But in the meantime, I'm leaving them up kind of in their raw format. If you do go back and watch any of them, you'll have to forgive me. They're a little rough. Oh dang, I just got my first model kit and it ended up being a pretty expensive one, that being the Plamatia Berserker Armor Guts. You mean Guts from Berserker? I don't know if I'm familiar with that kit. I don't know. I'm not sure I said that right either. Is that Plamatia? Plamatia? Plamatia Berserker? Yeah? Berserker Armor Guts. You'll have to forgive me. It's because of the lag. But when you say yep, you mean it is Berserker, in fact. I would actually. I've seen a couple Berserker figurines that would resin kits that I wouldn't mind painting. Trying to do that black of Berserker's armor would be a bit of a challenge. It's kind of hard to make black come out. Well, it's not hard to make it come out. It's hard to do different shades. I've realized with really dark blacks and grays and trying to Berserker the manga. It's some incredible artwork in that manga. Like truly, I was actually looking at one of them. I can't remember which one it was, but I was looking at them at the model store I was at today. Well, it's not really a model store. It's more like a consignment book model figurine store. It's actually a book office. I don't know if you're familiar. They import all kinds of things from Japan. They had a lot of really old kits too. Well, I love that you stopped in. I'm probably actually getting ready to call it a night because I do have to get up and do things tomorrow. And I think I messed up with these wires and I need to tuck more of them in there before I press on with this. And I'd like to get some batteries to test it. But I've actually live streamed the whole build if you want to check it out. Japanese, now the one I got was a Japanese exclusive, which was pre-painted in metallic color that legit nobody knows about. There's also a standard version that was mass produced. I'll have to look into that. I'm kind of fascinated by metal paint colors and things like that. And there's some that are actually more like a coating. Yeah, this is, I've built a few, I haven't built, high grade wise, I've built a GP03 and a Wing Gundam, but otherwise most of my kits are master grades with a couple exceptions of my SD Kasai and I think my Jagan I built. But I usually stick to kind of the master grades just because I like the detail, but any bigger than that starts to take up too much space and they get expensive. But I've built the Verka Gundam, Verka New Gundam, the Hy-Vee. They're all in kind of different states of needing to be finished. The RX-78, the Zaka 2.0, and the gun cannon. And hands down, I've had more fun with this build than any of them. And I've enjoyed every one of those builds, but this one's just blown me away. It's been a challenge at times though. I've miscut a lot of the parts off the runners when I didn't need them, mistaken the runners. I don't want to say alignment and fitment issues, but they have the fitment on it so tight that I really start to second guess myself when I'm fitting it together. It's got a lot of moving parts on it too. A lot of moving parts. If I'll try to go through them. I actually realized I don't want to mess up on this kit since it's so niche and over 300 plus import fees, so I ordered a HD RX-78, might get an RG before I attempt the Berserk. Yeah, I feel you on that. I hesitated on building this right away. I'm working on an HG Bear guy. The Ohana Aloharo set. He's adorable. And that's supposed to get a candy paint job. And I almost finished that up before starting this. But I kind of want to do the paint job on that as a video, and I thought this would be a fun kit to build live. It might end up being a much longer kit than I want to do live. Oh, that is the camera for the desk cam here. I've discovered my streams crash when the battery to my desk cam dies, and I need to get an adapter for it to run it. Bear with me 1 second, I'm going to hide that screen. That would be this one. And we're gonna try to, let me turn the alarm off. I'm gonna try to do this, because I think when this camera battery dies, it crashes everything. Uh-oh. Thought I had another one on the charger. I don't know how long this one's gonna last. This might be a dead battery I'm putting in here. And on that note, if the stream crashes, I may not come back in because I'll probably be bouncing out of here relatively soon anyway. I have to get up in the morning and it's getting late. I wonder what I did with the... Oh, there's the other battery. Hopefully I put a good one in. I might have put the dead one back in. I forgot to put the other one on the charger. I actually realized I don't... Okay, what else? No one has posted about the specific edition. I have the model kit and it scares me that I'm mess it up when cutting. That's been one of my fears on this one too. A lot of the gates are sort of hard to tell where they are. I was telling, I believe, Pinner not too long ago, a little further back in the video, that I was showing him, I don't think this gold piece. I was showing him some other ones that are oh, that may be a problem. You have to get that to line back up to get that out of there. Did that just extend? That's not good. I'm gonna have to figure that out. There's an angle to that. That had a notch on it. It has to get a line to get that back off. Oops. We're learning as we go. Anyway, if it didn't show on the instructions in the picture, then maybe you were good. No, it actually has a notch on the side of that. No, all this is okay. I didn't break nothing there. This kit actually does have a lot of clicks to it. Everything snaps in really, really tight. Let's see if I can find it in the instructions, though. I noticed when I put it on there, and I didn't even think about it. I shouldn't have done it. Yeah, you have to... There's a post it lines up in the back there. I think they have an indicator for it. Oh, we lost the webcam. I'm gonna kill that. Shh. On that note, it's probably time that I should get off of here and go to bed and get ready to do it again tomorrow. I really appreciate that you stopped in, IDFK17. And you too, Pinner. It's been fun. I'm glad you guys are all here. I hate to leave you so soon, but I have to go do real world stuff. Like go to bed, go to work, things like that. But I'll be back on to continue this build tomorrow. If you haven't checked out any of the videos, please do so. It really helps the channel and tells YouTube that I'm making good content. You guys like it. Don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel. It was very nice talking to you. Yeah, please do. Subscribe if you'd like. I think I might have a link posted in the video description. Good night, Pinner. You have a wonderful evening. On that note, I'm going to leave you guys with this.